Hello, hello, hello. I got lots of markers set up here. And I have some fun tonight. So I got me a white Jelly Roll pen here that we're going to use in a little bit. And I got the glittery gel pen because our little dragon has a stone here that I want to make shiny and shimmery. I have my colorless blender because we all know we like to use that. And we're coloring on craft paper today, so that'll be super cool. So I actually cut two in case we mess one up because we're going to try a new technique tonight. So just kind of giving it a little bit of time in case somebody decides to pop on and join me. I don't want everybody to miss, so I'm starting a little bit on the slow side. This is the dragon. It's called Luck Dragon from the new release. Hello, Cheryl. And tonight I want to try something new. So we're going to give it a go. Hey, Mama. So I bought these really cool acetate tags when I was at Hobby Lobby the other day. Now they have a film over them, so they'll be completely see-through when you peel the film off. And then I pre-cut this little dragon to fit on there. And I did two of them just in case it doesn't work the way I want it to work. But we're all in hoping that it's going to work out. So I have my white gel pen, my glittery pen, and a whole bunch of Copics sitting here. A little sentiment for the back that says you're my lucky charm, because I think this will look really cute as a little charm. So let's get started by coloring our sweet little dragon. Hi, Karen. So I want to go ahead and get the little dragon colored up, and then we're going to use this. But if you guys know, this is acetate, and I was a little struggling on how I could make this stick to it without you being able to see it through there. So we're going to try Barely Art Glue tonight and see how it goes. Don't know how it'll go, but if it doesn't work out, it's just paper and we can always try it again. But these little guys were in the, I got a pack of them that came with, what was it? 4, 8, 10. 10 of them came in a pack. They were super, super cheap. Thank you, Cheryl. Hi, Taz. They were super cheap. They're like 40% off right now because they're in the Christmas thing. Hi, Jody and Beth. They're in the Christmas supply stuff at Hobby Lobby. So they were 40% off. I threw away the tag when I ripped it off, so I can't remember exactly how much they were, but I thought, oh, these are super cool. And then I got them home and I was like, oh man, how am I going to get my image to stick to that tag? So we're going to see if we can make it work on the first go round. If it doesn't, it's okay. We'll figure it out. So I'm going to start by coloring up the dragon because I want to Copic color the dragon and then put him behind that. So that's number 2 that I'm worried about using Barely Art Glue on top of Copics. I don't know how that'll work, but we're going to try it. So let's go ahead and start getting our little dragon colored up. So I've chosen some brown taupe-ish colors for his little claws and his horns, and I'm using craft paper tonight. You can use any paper you want, I would think, but I wanted to play with the craft paper. By the way, the craft paper worked great on printing digitally because I drew this little guy, so I had a copy of him, even though I had to give my stamp set to someone else on release weekend because we were selling out. We still have some in stock right now, but some of the stock is at Jamie's and some is at mine. And I ran out and wanted to get everybody's stuff shipped out, so I went ahead and sent out my copy. So I have to wait for the next go round. We already have them ordered, so they will be coming back in stock. They're in there now, but I don't want to take the last couple in case you guys want them. I'm trying to be sweet like that. You guys get yours first, and then I'll get mine. I do like to have them in stamp version. I can do digital, but I prefer the stamp version if I'm doing it the size that you guys would be doing it. So that's kind of my plan. So we can't go outside the line, so we have to be really careful. Hi, Paula, because we don't want to mess it up. Hi, Sissy and Beth. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me. So, yeah, we're going to try to make these tags. And you could also make them as ornaments. They had round ones with a hole in the top as well. So you could always check out them. Again, I got them at Hobby Lobby. They're 40% off right now. So they're a super good deal. If this works out tonight, I will probably go buy some more, so I can make some Christmas presents. Could have used mine as I'm holding mine back. You see, Jane, you could have used mine as I'm holding mine back. Oh, yeah. That's right, but that's at Jamie's house. That one's not at my house. So that is the problemo. I have a lot of the stock here, which usually it's all at Jamie's house, but I'm driving to Florida, so I brought everything back from Ontario. So I have a bunch here with me. This color looks a lot darker on screen than it really is. I only have 3 colors, so I'm using this as my true color. I want to kind of match the horns to the little claws. So I'm using this one. And then I'm going to give it some brush strokes so it looks a little bit textured. And I'm going to do them on both sides. It's okay, Cheryl. Hi, Shannon. I'm going to do it on both sides just to kind of give it a little bit of texture. We only have one more color. So we're using some small color combos tonight just to show that you don't have to have a lot of colors, a lot of Copic markers to really get some good depth. You just have to practice. So I'm using a 3 marker combo for this part right here. There's enough space. I could use more, but I didn't really think I needed it. I thought it would be pretty good just with the one, this one. Okay. So there we go. We got them started. You have limited markers. Why do you take the cap off the other end? Because I keep my markers pretty full, and if I take both caps off, it doesn't blob out of my nib onto my paper, so I don't have to worry about those big splotches of ink. So that was E47, 44, and this is 42, and we're gonna finish his little claws with this and his horns. Look at how good that looks. Love it. That's the best tip ever. It is. I'm telling you, I haven't had a blob on my paper in a very long time, except when I was coloring at Jamie's house. I don't know what my problem was. Maybe because they weren't my regular markers, but I wasn't taking the cap off of both ends. And sure enough, I got a big blob on my paper. Not once, but twice. Oh, I was so disappointed. So I'm telling you, I am a firm believer that taking both caps off evens, it draws the ink to both ends. So it doesn't blob for me. You just had 2 blobs? Are you taking both caps off? My guess is no. So take both caps off when you color. It'll take you a little while to get used to doing that, taking the caps off both ends. But once you do, it's so much better. You don't have to worry about that anymore because those blobs, man, they're mean. They get on your paper and mess up your image. It's really sad. Another tip is, oh, but you are now. Okay, yay. So something learned today. Another tip is as long as you have colors that blend well together, and you can test them out. I had a test paper on my desk for these particular colors. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. So I was playing with the different color combinations because I'm not used to working on craft paper, and this is where I did this color combination that we just got. So definitely test out your color combos because we're going to cross a lot of color family today. So there we go. Now we're started. Oh, and I like it. You guys like it? Hi, Teresa. So those that are popping in, we are going to do something different. We just have to color our little dragon first. And then we're going to use acetate. I missed a spot. Then we're going to use acetate tags. And we're going to try to seal them together without messing up our Copic colored image. So that is the plan. Now I want this little guy to be green. So I have chosen G99. And then we're going to jump to YG67, and then YG17, and then YG03, and YG21 if we need it. Now, if you just have 3, I'd just do these 3. But we have a large area here, so I want to use just a little bit more. Hi, Jenny. But the other combinations I have are 3 as well. So there's 4 sets of 3 color combinations. And this one, because it's a bigger space, has a little bit more. So G99. Now with G99, I'm going to put some, I'm going to do that like little dotting technique because I just want to get a bit of this dark in there, but not a lot. So I'm going to put some dots in here just to give them a bit of texture. And I'm going to put them randomly. I'm not going to put them all over him. I'm just going to put them in different areas just to give him a little bit of texture. And we may go back in at the end and add this back in, these dots, if they get washed out. Hi, Sandy. So I also am going to go down his back. So kind of like it's the back side of him that has all of this dot on it. I don't know what the technical term is for that, but I used to. I don't know why it's escaping me at the moment. So I think I'm going to put a little bit over here. And this is kind of random. You can put it wherever you want on your dragon. But I'm just going to put a little bit on this over here as well. Now, a lot of people use this for, hi Elizabeth, I'm glad you caught me too. A lot of people will use this dotting technique often on mermaid scales and things like that. No, it's got a technical term. I just can't remember what it's called. So now I'm going to put in some shadow, and then once I put in some shadow, I'm also going to put in some more dots because this is kind of going over some of the dots we already put in there. So we're going to extend those out. I think you'll still be able to see them, but just in case, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hi, Linda. So bear with me, hang with me. I know we're coloring right now, but I promise we are going to do something new tonight besides just coloring. So, so stick around, check it out. I'm going to put some behind these little side whiskers, if you will. And then I'm going to build in this line. I was going to say that the artist put in there, but that's kind of a sandy drawn line, so it just is what it is. I'm going to color this overlapping section right here just all green, so we can get that taken care of. We're going to put some in here. I guess I should try stapling. That's what it's called. Hi, Linda. Good job. That's exactly what it's called. That was the word I was looking for. Good job. Good job. I don't know why, but my hands are a little shaky tonight, which sometimes can cause a little bit of an issue when you're trying to color. I don't know why, but they are a little shaky. So forgive me if I get a little crazy with my markers tonight. So I'm going around these claws because I want them to really stand out. See, you would have been right too, Paula. Good job. You guys are on it tonight. So I already cut this little tag out because it's the exact size I need it to be. I didn't want you guys to sit there and watch me trying to figure out exactly what size this tag was. So I went ahead and traced around it. Like I took this tag and I laid it on top of my image where I wanted it, and then I traced around it, and then I cut it out. And I did that ahead of time so you guys wouldn't have to watch me do it. I figure my crafty friends know how to do that kind of stuff already, so you don't really have to watch me do that. We're going to put some dark right up against the skin. Over here is the scales, and we're going to blend the colors to give that a really good scaly look. So I'm not doing anything with that right now. Okay, now he has a little tail back here, so we got to get a little bit of color on this little tail back here. We're going to pick, this is going to be one colorful dragon for sure. I'm going to put a little bit up under here. Make it look like he's, you know, got his upper lip over his bottom lip. Just give him a little bit of color right there. And then I'm also going to put a little bit under his eyes if I can do it without a shaky hand. I don't know why my hands are so shaky tonight. But hopefully I won't mess it up. But I cut two just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Because, you know, we have to have one in case we mess up. I'm also going to put a little bit behind this part of his eyebrows that are sticking up because I want those to kind of stand out, look like they're sticking up, kind of dimensional, and I think a little bit of this dark color behind it will help with that. And then I think I'm going to put a little bit underneath, not on the top, but underneath the little, his little fur sticking off his face. Dang, he's so cute. There we go. Now we got some dark shadowing color in there. Now the last thing we need to do is just go around and fill in a few more of these stipling dots that we started out with when we first started doing it. And we did it with the darkest color, but now we're going to add this second color. My problem when I'm doing this is that I tend to do them like in a pattern, and I have to really think about it. It doesn't come as easily to me as it does to Jamie. So I don't usually do it. Funny to hear Jack walking around all the time. Yeah, he's sleeping the whole time until I go live, and then he decides to get all walking around. Probably because I'm not talking, and then when I go live, I start talking, so he starts getting up, walking around. And it doesn't matter how long his nails are. He is always making a ton of noise on the ground. Like a kid when mom's on the phone. Exactly. So my other tip is if you're taking both caps off, you always want to put the same cap back on the same end. So that's why this this marker blend stand is so helpful, because I put the brush nib in this bucket and the chisel end on this one, so I always put them back on the same side. And the reason you want to put them back on the same side is for when you're doing your marker maintenance, you only have to clean one cap. You don't have to clean the other cap. If you start switching them around, you got to clean both caps when you do it, which just makes for a little bit more work. Now, YG17 is our middle color, so it's our true color. So we're going to put a little bit more of this color in than we are of the other colors. So I'm going to start building this out a bit. And I'm going to start putting some color inside the rest of his face, since we just have this right now. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start by putting just a little bit going up his nose, around his nostrils, so they stand out a little bit. We're going to extend out around his eye. I'm going to start brush stroking some into those little areas he's got going on there. I'm going to make this part really light, so we're not going to do a whole lot with that just yet, because we're going to use the last two colors on that. I think we're going to do this one. We're going to start doing them a little bit. Get those brush strokes in there so it looks a little feathered. Michelle Milligan isn't here to give him bones. I know, right? He loves the Michelle bones. Every time I say Michelle's giving him bones, he gets all excited. Just a little bit around here now. Okay, so we're going to go underneath those little scales over there, because the scales are going to be a different color. I'm going to go around the outside, because this is our mid-tone color. Can you guys see my hands shaking, or is that just, I just know they are. It's like I either have too much sugar or not enough sugar in my system right now. That's what happens when Dale feeds me a healthy dinner. This one takes a little bit of time because I really want to get some detail going on in here. So it's taken a little longer than usually when I color. Usually I can do a little faster. Oops, I wiggled them around just a little bit too far. Okay, now This dragon is so fun. You can do so many colors with him. Tonight he's going to have a bit of a purplish pink, and he's going to have some blue-green, teal-ish color. And he's going to have this green color. So he's going to be very, very colorful. He's going to be very colorful. Hi, Pam. He looks a bit darker on the screen. I think it's because my my markers are covering the light for you guys a little bit. So in a minute, I'll see if I can move that so it looks a bit lighter. There we go. Now we're starting to get some color in him. And move this one over. Oh, look at that. Made a big difference. There we go. A little bit better. Okay, so next color we have is YG03. We're starting to move into the yellow-green-ish colors. So I'm going to try to be a little more using this one. I'm going to start getting that part colored in. Might have needed to put a little bit more. He'll look kind of funny at first, but don't worry, we'll get him filled in. We only have one more color. We don't want to leave a lot of white for that color. Under his lip will be darker, so that part's going to get filled in. So, yeah, kind of concentrating a lot, aren't I? Wasn't even talking.
Can you show the color numbers for a second?
Oh, sure. G99, YG67, YG17, then YG03, and then YG21. So those are the ones that we're using for this little guy, because I really like him in green. I colored him, I think, teal for the packaging, but I like him in green. You can always change it up. More colors, more ideas. The last color is going to be that really bright YG color, so he's going to be really light green. And we're skipping all these scaly areas because we're going to do them later with a different color, because why not, right? We can. We can do whatever we want. I'm so excited I can barely stand. Maybe that's why my hands are shaking, as I'm so excited about doing this acetate tag, because I want it to work so bad so that I can make a whole bunch more of them. So we'll soon find out. As soon as I finish this little guy up, and this is the biggest part of the coloring. And then Dale has put his 2 cents in, so if it works, he's going to show us what he would do with these tags, which is kind of like a bonus technique. Because, you know, when I showed it to him today and said, I'm going to do this, he was like, oh, you could do this, you could do this. He's very good at that, by the way.
I'm an armchair crafter.
He is an armchair crafter. He gives his 2 cents every time I'm crafting. You could do this, or you could do that. Oh, look, we missed his tail. I disappeared. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hi, Heidi. I gotta go back to YG17 to do a little bit more in his tail, because I missed his tail when I was doing it earlier. Ooh, ooh. You guys, arthritis is not fun when it's in your finger and you're trying to color. Alright, back to our YG03. So we can get just a little bit of that in this tail as well. That's his tail. You'd be able to see it if I printed the whole dragon, but I had cut him out already. So I figured, why color all of that part if we were just gonna cut it off anyway. So now this one looks very dark when you first put it on, the craft paper, but it gets much lighter as it dries. So don't worry. We're just blending those colors together.
Someone said that their dad's the same way. We're working our table decorations at Scrapbook Expo Crop Nights, and he had so many ideas.
Isn't it great how they're like, "Ooh, you could do this," and you're like, you could come over here and do it for me if if you really want to do it." You should see the looks that probably come off my face when my husband says, "You should do this," or "You should do that." I'm like, really? Can I not just figure it out? I always have to go more elaborate. Look how cute that looks.
Well, you see my cosplays. It's go big or go home.
Right? That's true. You are a bit of a go big or go home kind of guy. But I get all excited. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I came up with this idea. It's so cool. I'm going to try it tonight." And then he's like, "Oh, but you could go one step further." And then I'm like, dang it. All of a sudden my idea didn't sound quite as stunning and amazing as I was hoping it would. Now look at how cute that looks. Oh my goodness. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, we're going to fill in this part up here.
That's why we're swimming together.
Yes, we are good crafty together.
Help each other out.
Although I don't ever tell him what he should do with this cosplay. Probably because I wouldn't have the foggiest idea what to do with that. And they're so awesome, I guess I don't really need to jump in with any opinions. Now, his nostrils look funny right now, but they'll be light green when they dry, so don't get concerned. Trust the process. And never give up, never surrender. See how much lighter his eyebrows and nostrils look because we didn't put that other color in there? I really like that. Okay, so we are probably going to have to come back to a few of these when we get to that purple color. He's looking so good. I'm excited. I think what we're going to use for his scales are going to be the purple tones, and then we'll make his hair the blue-greenish color. So I just have 3 colors. They definitely cross some craziness here. V17, V06, and RV55. So we're going to give him a little bit more of a real, like, fuchsia-ish look. So I'm going to start with his stone, which is going to be the same color as his hair. So we're going to do the outside in the purple. And for this one, I'm going to actually draw out the scales. Now, you could do just dots or whatever, but I feel like the scales will really stand out if I just trace over the artist-drawn scales. And they don't have to be perfect because we're going to blend it together. But we'll probably use the colorless blender to really give this a more scale effect. There's so many different ways you could do this, and tonight we're going to try it like this and see how it comes out. I try new tricks like this all the time. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. You guys hear my husband spray painting over there? In a little while I'm going to be going... At least I drew these lines out for you so you don't have to mess around with that. I just want them to stay dark, but I'm also going to do the shadow with this color as well. Is that, am I going to smell that spray paint over here?
Just very faint. I'm not doing a whole lot.
Oh, there it is. Burn my nose. Okay, now we're going to go in and do some shadowing. So some of the scales will be significantly darker than the other, but we need the shadow in there. So we're going to go ahead and build some of that in. I'm going to put some right here. We're going to actually design this part ourselves because I want to be able to see it. Same with here. Oh, you should be doing that outside. You're killing me. I think I'm going to go along the back side of this. I really want that to stay dark. And now we're going to switch to, hi Juanita. We're going to switch to the V06. And this is going to be quite a different tone. This is lavender versus the amethyst we just did. Okay, now I'm just going to do the shadowing. Not really going to do a whole lot with those scales. I just want them to really stand out. And we only have 3 colors, so this is kind of our true color. I'm going to turn them around so I can brush stroke towards myself because my hands are a little shaky tonight, so I can't brush stroke towards and away tonight like I can sometimes. And then I'm going to go in here and on a few of these scales, I'm just going to put a little bit of dark in here as well. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, I just want a little bit of depth at the bottom of the scales. There we go. Same thing with this one over here. Going to extend where we put the darkest color and in a few of the little scales. Same thing over here, but it's really small, so you're not going to see a whole lot. Same thing over here. Very tiny area, so it's going to be a little bit darker. There we go. And putting that really dark color in there, thanks Cheryl, is going to make it stand out, those scales stand out. So now RV55, this is hollyhock, so it is really more pink than purple. So it's just going to bring those colors together really nicely. So you get like a really beautiful purple-ish color. Now, we're just going to swing back and forth over these scales and just apply a light coat of this color over it so we can keep our texture. So we'll have a little bit of...
It's kind of like a faux iridescent.
Yeah, it kind of is. Because we're on craft paper, it performs just a little bit different than it would if it was on the white paper. And this is when we're going to come in with the colorless blender and kind of make it look a little bit more spotted. So here's my colorless blender. And what I'm going to do is just touch in some of the scaly areas to kind of move that ink around a little bit, just to give it a different look. You'll see what I'm talking about as the ink moves around. It's just going to give it a bit more of a texture than what we got when we were coloring. Now when you're using the colorless blender though, you got to put a little bit on and then wait and see what happens. If it doesn't move the way you wanted, you can go back in, but in the beginning, you just have to wait. You can't put too much at one time, because then by the time it moves, you've washed it out. Oh my goodness. Is my phone not charging?
Are you plugged into whiteboards?
I am plugged in. Hold on, let me double check. Yep. I am plugged in. Really good. So it better work. Sorry, I had to check my plug because it's saying I'm not plugged in and I only have 20% batteries. That would be really bad. But now it had a chance to dry so you could really see it coming out. And I think we need a little bit more on this side. So I'm going to touch it just a little bit more, and then I'm going to move over to these ones. Just give a little bit on the upper ones. Same thing on here. I don't want to do too much over here because it'll push it outside the lines. A little bit in the tail. And none on the stone. So I'm just going to take this paper and wash my marker over it to make sure I get any purple off that was on there. And now we're going to switch colors again. We're going to move to the blue colors. So the blue colors I chose, and this is just a if we need it. The blue colors I chose are BG09, BG18, and BG13. So this is what we're going to do his hair with. So starting with BG09, which is going to be pretty dark, but again, we're on craft paper, so I feel like it needs to be just a little bit darker. I'm going to start down here and work on this shadow line right here. And then I'm going to do these brush strokes out from, I'm going to follow some of the artist drawn lines, and then if I feel like it, I'm going to add some extra lines in there. This part down here is covered by that tuft of hair, so it needs to be darker there. Now we're going to flip him upside down so we can work from his face to the outside part of his hair. I'm trying to do this so you guys can see. A little bit harder because I can't hold the marker up too close or you won't be able to see. But I need to hold it up. The closer you hold, the closer here you hold your marker, the finer line brush strokes you're going to get. So I want to be real careful with that. Sorry, my tattoo is itching. Okay, we're just going to do this part really dark right around here. Now we're going to work around this gemstone. So we're just getting some really good brush strokes going on. This one is behind that horn, so we got to have some depth all the way up, but not in the front. So there we go. Now we have the darkest color. You can't stay tonight. Aw, thanks for stopping in. Okay, next one is BG18. You might want to watch the replay because we're going to use acetate to put our tag on acetate. So that little, if it works out, that little tip will be great for using in the future. Okay, so this one, I'm going to start doing my brush strokes kind of in a curve and kind of like strands of hair, since this is his little fur. And I really only had 3 colors, so this is my true color. It's still a little bit on the darker side than what I wanted. So I just want these strands. I don't really want to color in with it. Like that. Want it to start looking like hair. Look at that. Jack was just walking around and now he's snoring under the table. Now I am going to come around these edges and just get a little bit of depth on this part that's folded over. And right here where they intersect. All right, we're almost done with him. I'm going to put a little bit, I think, in this stone. But just a little on the side for now. I might make his eyes this color too, but I haven't decided for sure yet. BG13, that's my lightest color. Now, if I need a little bit more of a shadow effect, I'm going to use the last one. It's really, really light. And doesn't show up a whole lot on this cardstock, but we're going to try it anyway. We will use that last color. I think it'll be helpful in keeping some highlights. Kind of trying to curve my hair. You always want to keep it going with the motion of the image so it looks more real and doesn't look funky. Well, that part came out really nice. Really, really nice. We're going to use the last color we have. We are just going to use BG11. Or we could use Colorless Blender. We'll see how this one's going. I'll start with this part up here at the top. See how this works out. We just want a teeny bit in there, not a whole lot. I want to leave that kind of textured. There we go. Now his stone has some color in it. I like that. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. Not a whole lot, just over the white areas or the very, very light areas. Just to give a tint of this color. A little bit more down here at the end because it's in the shadow area. There we go. That's super cool. I like that. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep his eyes. I'm gonna make his eyes. I'm gonna mix the colors. So I'm gonna use the BG09 to work on his eyes. So I'm going to do just a little bit right around the pupil of his eye, which we will color in black here in just a little bit. Just right around the outside of it. You love my dragon. And then I'm going to do around the outside. We did around the inside. I'm going to do around the outside. A little bit harder to do on this side where there's not a whole lot of eyes showing. And then we're going to do just some little brush strokes out from the pupil and then in from the outside. Trust me, he's gonna look crazy to start, but he'll look good when he gets done. Same thing on this side, but there's not a lot of room, so you don't need a whole lot of that, just a teeny bit. I like that. I wonder, I think we should jump to BG 13. Hopefully this works. Who knows? Who knows? So we're just going to work on this BG 13. I think we might put a little bit of green in there too. So you can still see it. I think we're going to add some green. So what we're doing basically is using the same colors we made the dragon out of. Now we're going to jump to YG03 and just put a little bit of that in the eyes. So it kind of blends the two colors together. Sort of like this. I'm going to soften up this area that's real dark around the eye a little bit. Soften that transition so it doesn't stand out so badly. And do the same thing with this one. It's a little tiny eye, so you can't see quite as well. This eye will look so much better when we color in the black and then put the white gel pen. And then I always use what I call the magic color, which is G00, to kind of lighten up an area. And so I'm just going to run this marker kind of around the center part of his eye a few times to like lighten that up. We'll do that and then we'll kind of let it dry and see how it goes. It usually gives a really cool effect. And they'll take a little bit more work with this one to build back in a little bit of that eye. So back to BG 13. Just going to build those lines in again. Soften that eyeball up a little bit. Same thing on this side. There we go. And now we have this really cool looking eyeball. So we're going to need to use our multi-liner. So we're going to go to our 0.03 multi-liner. Oh no, 0.3 is what we need, not 03. This one has a little bit larger nib on it. So I'm going to hold it with both hands because I don't want it moving around on me. So I'm just going to color the black in, and then we're going to add the white with the white gel pen because it'll really make it look better. So now it looks a little funny and you're like, oh man, what'd she do to her image? We have to wait on the white gel pen in the eyeball until the black dries, otherwise it pulls the black in. But I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit up here in his little stone. I got a spot.
This section right here, isn't that part of his orbital socket? Should that be green?
No. Yes. Dale pointed out a piece I missed, which is this piece right here. It should have been colored in. Sorry. He's right. I missed it. None of you guys told me I missed it. It's okay though. I get it. So while we're waiting for the eyes to dry, we're going to go to BG09 and we're going to go back here where the little bit of fur goes around his tail because we didn't get any color in that earlier. Then BG18. Just a few little brush strokes of BG18. And then we'll finish it off with BG13. Hi, Jennifer. It's almost time. Are you guys ready to see if the Barely Art glue will glue to acetate? I can't wait. I'm dying to know.
Acrylic.
Oh, not acetate, acrylic. Sorry. Okay. Do you think I should leave the outside of this plain or should we color it? I have an idea. Maybe we could do, let's try this. I have an idea. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm going to use a few of these colors. I'm going to start with these three, which is RV55, V17, and BG13. And I'm just going to make some little dots outside of him. So I'm going to hold the marker completely upright. And we're just going to make a background for ourselves versus leaving it plain. I think we'll put some ground under there for him. So we'll use E42 and we'll just add a little bit of ground down here for him. We'll ground him because we don't want him to look like he's sitting on nothing. Especially since the whole thing is going to be on this background. There we go. Now we have a little bit of ground. Then we're going to come in with our B17. I'm going to put some more color in here. We kind of got to get some color going on in here, I think. So there we go. All right, and now we're going to do BG13. I forget, I got to hold it up right. And this will just make him a little bit on the colorful side. I like his little dots. Okay. I'm going to use my multi-liner like I usually do. Hi, Michelle. With the chisel end on the edge. And I'm just going to go along the edge of this and make it brown. It makes such a big difference when you do this. So it's just going to give us a border without putting a border of paper around our image. There we go. So now he kind of has a little border around him. I like him. He's cute. Okay, let's use our white gel pen. Okay, so we're going to put his little eye in here and then a little dot above it. Like, look how cute that looks. Oh my goodness. I think we're going to put a little bit of white gel pen around here too. I think it'll just be super helpful. Put a couple over here. There. That was helpful. I like that. All right, are you guys ready? Ready to try? Oh, we need one more thing. I got the shiny crystally gel pen to put over the stone. Hopefully you can see that. It kind of makes the stone shimmer. All right. So this is the acrylic tag. So I just use my tweezers to peel that plastic coating off of it. So you have to peel it off both sides, and it's really sticky. Really, really sticky. But when you pull it off, look at how clear that is. So perfectly clear. We're going to put it over our dragon. So let me use my card stand to hold my block. Huh?
So no fingerprints.
And now it's time. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. Are you guys nervous? We have to stick this guy to that block, still be able to see through the block, and not be able to see the glue. So I'm going to use Barely Art glue. I hope it's going to work. You guys know I love testing these things out with you guys live. If it doesn't work, I have another one. I have another one. And we'll just test it on the non-colored one if it doesn't work. So what I'm going to do is, and this is a little on the messy side, but instead of putting the glue straight on here, I'm going to actually put it on my finger. And then I'm going to start rubbing it over top of the image. Hoping that this will work. We'll see. As long as I get most of it around the outside, we'll be fine. This is making you guys nervous. It's making me nervous. Because I just colored this cute guy. What if it doesn't work? Oh my goodness. This is the hold your breath moment. Alright. We don't necessarily have to have the glue in the center. We just need it to stick to the block. So I don't want to get any of this glue on the block. But here we go. Are we ready? I'm going to actually hold it in my hand so I can line it up really good. Oh, please work. Oh, okay. We're going to use I'm going to clean off my desk real quick. Honey, do you have a napkin somewhere that I can use? I'll use this. I'll use my towel that I clean my stamps with. We'll just wash it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to use my espresso and rub that really good over top.
Got 10% battery left.
Please work. Please work. Can you push that close button? Push that.
Your cords are switched. I told you to check those.
Oh, well, we're almost done. Okay, here we go. Ready? Oh my gosh, it worked! It did smear the white gel pen, but I think it's okay. It didn't smear on his eyes, though. Look at how super cool that is. Okay.
You hold no light.
Not yet. I'm not ready for that yet. Okay. So now, if you wanted to, you could put the other one on top so you couldn't see the color through. I think we're going to actually do that. Crossing your fingers. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? It's awesome. It worked. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and use this one too and stick it to the back so you can't see the Copic over it. So I can put my sentiment on there. So number 2, to block any coloring that you could see. Hey, can you grab me a ribbon out of there? Out of my drawer? The drawer that says ribbon on it. Using my espresso to burnish that really good. No, it needs to be a lighter one. A smaller one.
Like this?
Yeah, that's great. Thanks. Okay. And now we're going to take the sentiment that I cut out. It says, "You're my lucky charm." we're going to put the brown around it, just like we did for the dragon. Okay, I'm not kidding y'all. This is super cool. I'm going to make a ton of these. How awesome would it be to get this from someone as a little present? It says, "You're my lucky charm." And I'm going to put it on the back. Now these can be ornaments or anything, but right now I'm making this as a lucky charm, a lucky key charm.
That's something the acrylic tag was somebody who designed.
No, it is not. I got it from Hobby Lobby, and I'm telling you right now, it's in the Christmas section. It's like Christmas tags. That comes with 10 of them. Like 10 of them in the bag, and they're 40% off right now, and they were cheap. They were like, I don't know, $3, $4, $5, something like that, which is super great for getting 10 of them. But look at that. Isn't that just the cutest? Oh my goodness. I can't believe that worked. Look, you can't even see that Barely Art glue through that glass. That's amazing. Go Barely Art glue. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so now I need a little bit of ribbon. That's probably too much ribbon, but we'll see. With a box of cereal. Like Lucky Charms. I love Lucky Charms. I'm going to actually cut this ribbon again because I'm going to put several ribbons off of it because I'm not really going to tie it to anything. I'm going to push it through here if I can get it. And then I'm going to put the ribbons through the circles. Did you guys see how I did that? I love when you go to Hobby Lobby. I'm telling you, it is awesome. It's a great deal right now. So look at that. I guess these aren't the best scissors for cutting ribbon. I guess I have to ask Jamie what's the best scissors for cutting ribbon. Because you know she's the ribbon cutter. Look, now we have the cutest little tag ever. This is your good luck charm. What do you guys think about that? Isn't that just the cutest? It's a piece of hand coloring that we did that will always stay safe because it's underneath that big piece of acetate, acrylic. I keep saying acetate, but you know what I mean. It's acrylic. Isn't that awesome? And then get this. This is Dale's idea, okay? It's not going to be like completed project, but I'm going to show you what you could do if you wanted. So y'all know who Pear Blossom Press is, right? If you have Pear Blossom Press lights, Dale rigged this one on my card stand. Hold on, let me get it on there. So he rigged up my card stand, and then look, you can make them light up. Turn that light off so they can really see. Hold on, I'm going to turn some light off so you guys can see it. Because it's acrylic, the light shines through it. So watch again, one more time. So Dale rigged it so that I could light up. Isn't that cool?
You can see where you didn't put the Barely Art.
I can see where I didn't put the Barely Art glue. Right there. That is so amazingly awesome. Do it one more time. Let me see if it's better if you hold it back a little bit. Nope. Then you can't see it. So it has to be, the light has to be shining directly into the crystal part of it. But isn't that cool? Okay, y'all, this is super cool. Yeah, you outdid me. All right. So anyway, you can get these from Hobby Lobby. They're super duper cheap. You get 10 in a pack, and you can color and give someone their very own Lucky Charm piece. You like it? Yay! So that was a good bang to spin off on my last live of this week. So I hope you guys liked it. I'll put it on YouTube in case you wanted to see it. And if you are watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Check it out. Yay! No outdoing. It's a team effort. Yes, I guess I can roll with that. That sounds good to me. So that was super fun. I'm really glad it turned out. I was very nervous about putting glue over top of something I colored. But it looks amazing, and I'm super happy with it. You can make tags. I didn't see how you put that light in it. Oh, it's just a, can you bring it back over here, honey, so she can see? It's just a pear blossom press. They have lights that have 3 wires on them. And so Dale just used like some double-sided sticky tape and stuck it to my card stand.
I replaced their lights with my lights.
And just put one light in the middle of that like Sweet Pop sticky tape. And then as long as you shine the light into the thick bottom of it, it'll light up. So I could have this lit up on my desk because that's sticky.
They can see the Christmas lights.
Yeah, he's been playing around. You see these Christmas lights? Holy cow.
I did these in resin.
He did those in resin. But anyway, yeah, so you could light it up if you wanted. All you need to do is get the 3-string lights from Pear Blossom Press, and you can light it up, or you can have it as a tag. But look, that's a piece of your art you can give to someone, and they can have it forever. So I put, "You're my lucky charm," and this will be a lucky charm for someone. Isn't it just adorable? Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You should get you some at Hobby Lobby and give it a try. It was super fun. You could put anything in there. Just remember, Barely Art Glue is the best. You can get it in the shop, along with the card stands and the images and all the things. Love you guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.